this historic town hall corridors, historic night of boxing. John McGrath, we believe it's 40 years since pro boxing was held at the Collingwood City Hall. So congratulations on behalf of Team Promotions, Howard Lee, your ring announcer. Welcome to a great night of professional boxing. Our main event, scheduled 12 rounds of boxing for the OBA, Oceanic Boxing Association International Lightweight Championship between the Rolls-Royce of Boxing, Lincoln Stewart, and two times Victorian champion Darren Thriller Miller. Ladies and gentlemen, our opening bout is 6 rounds in the welterweight division. Ladies and gentlemen, our judges for this bout, David Wignall, Miss Zaninga Williams, and James Boland. The referee and centering, former light heavyweight champion of Australia, giving a warm welcome back to the Collingwood City Hall, John McGrath. John McGrath, your referee in charge of the action. Your ringside position, Dr. John Jury. Your timekeeper, Ignatius Miscellaneous. And representing Mr. Ron Casey, who's made a quick recovery like Anthony Stevens from a nasty altercation at the Crown Casino. Representing that august body of men, would you welcome Dr. Simon Hillman, Malcolm X McGuinness, Roberto Todd, Bernard W. Barner, and Mark McCarthy. Ladies and gentlemen, 6 rounds of boxing. Would you welcome on my left, fresh back from a big year and an early start to the year 2000, would you welcome back the king of Victorian trainers and hoteliers, Keith Ellis Jr. Give Keith a warm welcome back from Scotland, England, where you may be, all around the world, from the travelling Walgreens. Ladies and gentlemen, with the Bianco family in the corner, ladies and gentlemen, from Newcombe, Leopold Geelong, originally from Lancashire, scaling last night at the Bendigo Hotel in Collingwood, 66.80 kilograms. Wearing lurid blue trunks with white piping, more Carlton than Collingwood, would you welcome the Undertaker, Mick Thank you, Steve. And across the ring, occupying the red corner. Ladies and gentlemen, the amateur boxing, he was a feature champion, fought the king of the crop. From Newport in Melbourne's mighty western suburbs, with his mentor, former ABU National Amateur Champion, Chris Chamberlain, skating 66.25 kilograms, black trunks with white trim, unbeaten in professional boxing. Would you welcome Wally Rohayem?
All right, boys, I'll give you instructions in the dressing rooms. You know what I expect. I'll say break, you break. Right? No hitting after the belt and no hitting on the break. Right, shake hands and have a good fight.
All right, we're getting ready to go here tonight at the Collingwood Town Hall. First time boxing's been here for a lengthy period of time on a Jeff Modem promotion in conjunction with Peter Maniatis. Round one. In the red corner, Mick Unsworth, and in the blue corner, Wally Rohayem. And Unsworth attempts to get straight into the action there, throwing out the left hand, trying to stir up Wally Rohayem at the start. Rohayem's quick to reply with his left, and that was a nice punch coming in and tried to go for the solar plexus. Rohayem's working down below and then upstairs. Fighting away. These boys are flying punches left, right and centre here now. Unsworth's coming in hard too. He's not going to take a backward step here, Unsworth. And these boys, as you may or may not know, have fought each other now on several occasions. Rohayem's had the better of it so far, but in a controversial bout, I think in their second last fight, both boys were able to drop each other to the canvas in their bout, and Rohayem was fortunate enough to get away with the victory. But now Unsworth, who has been training hard at Body Punch City of Everton, now back into the fixture here and attempting to get some leverage on Rohayem. He takes a slip on the canvas, throwing that punch, slipped on the side of his foot there, seemed to go from underneath him, and that was the result of that. Rohayem now in the centre of the ring there is looking in his normal style, bouncing around, a little defensive at the moment. Unsworth's waiting to attack. Rohayem more of a counter puncher at the moment. But both boys in very hot, humid conditions here would have to be at least 100 plus Fahrenheit in this stadium here tonight. It is very, very sticky, and these boys are going to find it hard going here tonight in this sort of atmosphere. It's not to their liking, I would not think. And here comes Unsworth with a good solar plexus punch with the right hand. He tries to follow up with the right hand. Royhame's in close. Is trying to fight off Unsworth and rack up some points. Unsworth on the attack, and then the boys get separated by Big John McCubbin there in the middle of the ring. And Royhame's down! Oh, Unsworth goes at him again! When he's on the canvas there, Rohayem lying on his back. Looks like he's flat out here, and he's going to put the count on him. Big John McCubbin takes the count. Rohayem is on the canvas. He's not happy. He's out. He's gone. And Unsworth has a big victory here with a big knockdown punch. Rohayem in a little bit of trouble, is he? And John Jury, the doctor, runs in and to have a look at Rohayem to see exactly how he's feeling at the moment. He's up on his feet. He seems to be all right. John Jury's there, and also the connections of Rohayem and John McCubbin, the referee. But for some reason, Rohayem doesn't seem to be devastated by that punch, but somewhat probably maybe in a little bit of a fog there at the moment. But the referee waved his arms. He started the count and then waved as the ringside doctor was ready to jump in. His connections still looking around. They're going to take the gloves off, and it certainly is all over. And Unsworth with a big smile on his face. The boys showing fine spirit. Unsworth saying, well, this time it was my turn, and I've got a bit of revenge here on you tonight, Wally boy.
1 minute 57 seconds in the first round. You have
The Undertaker is very happy there at the moment. Gesticulates to the crowd to say, well, tonight's my night, ladies and gentlemen, in front of a capacity Collingwood Town Hall crowd.
Surprise victory, second in professional boxing. The Undertaker has come alive. Mick Unsworth.
Waving his gloves to the crowd, a very happy man there tonight, Mick Unsworth, in what would have to be a good victory.
Wally put you out of business for tonight. Take us through it. What was the punch that put him down the ring?
Well, I think it was the left bit my head with, and I don't know if I caught him with the left hook, but I think I had the mind tonight to beat him, and that's all that matters. I think if you've got a strong mind, that's what will beat anybody. Don't give in any time. And I thank Wally for the rematch. As you say, it was the third time, and hopefully we can get it on again.
4 times.
4 times, why not?
Okay.
But thank all the people who come to Geelong and all the people who turned up tonight to support the boxing. Thank you very much. My trainer, Keith Ellis, take me out off to him. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well done, Mick Unsworth. That was a great victory, and as you said, they've fought 3 times now, and Rohayem's won 2, Unsworth 1, and he's already continents to rematch.
Okay, big round of applause for Wally. Rohayem losing his unbeaten record. He'll be back. He'll be back.
And we'll be back in a minute for Dean Parfrey and Dean McGrath.
Oh, 10 o'clock. Was that a hard...
fans at ringside and the thousands joining us around Australia. Welcome to 6 rounds of boxing in the junior middleweight division. Would you welcome all our left, ladies and gentlemen, occupying the red corner from Wyndham Victoria, with Roger Hagan in the corner, the legendary man who worked with Ambrose Palmer and took John Featherston to the top of the world featherweight boxing tree. With Matet Fowler in the corner, scaling 68.15 kilograms, with a proud record of 4 bouts, 1 win, 2 draws, 2 losses. Ladies and gentlemen wearing black trunks with red trim, from Lyndonville, Victoria, would you welcome Mean Dean Parfrey. And ladies and gentlemen, occupying the red corner with Brad Stewart, assisting Brian Levere from the Lilydale Boxing Club. Ladies and gentlemen, 25 amateur fights, 21 wins. Tonight's getting 69 kilograms with his lovely lady Kelly at ringside, making his professional debut at the age of 24, wearing Collingwood colours in the Collingwood Town Hall. Black and white.
Okay, here we go for the second fight of the night. Dean Parfrey weighing in at about 68.15 in the red corner, and in the blue corner, Dean McGrath, after a big amateur career, now moving in at junior middleweight level. Round 1, and the boys straight into action here. And young McGrath is moving very nicely there. He's in the blue corner. He's got the black trunks on, the white piping, and mean Dean Parfrey came out of the red corner with the red piping and black trunks. And at the moment, both boys just feeling each other out. At the moment, the beautiful or double or triple left-handed jabs thrown there by young McGrath. Did a very good job there, Dean McGrath. And he at the moment is attempting to control this fight. He's making some of the moves, but now Mean Dean is coming back here. Parfrey, staggers there. Parfrey throwing his body into it to try to put everything behind that punch, and slightly lost balance and went over to the far side of the ring in a staggering fashion. Here comes young McGrath, is looking pretty good. Parfrey throws a big looping roundhouse left to the rib cage. They have only just touched the ribs of young McGrath, and Parfrey again throwing left towards the solar plexus of McGrath, and not much damage done there at all. McGrath's moving well, attempting to dictate the fight from the centre of the ring, and no doubt about that. He's looks fairly experienced. Well, he's his first pro fight, but a big amateur career. Parfrey comes in, bounces again off the ropes. He's slightly losing his balance in that rushing fashion at the moment, Parfrey, and McGrath seems to be better balanced, but we can only see if that continues on as the fight progresses. And Parfrey throws a left hand. McGrath saw it. It was telegraphed, and he did move backwards in time, and I think it missed. And then Parfrey again looping around the neck of McGrath, and they get together, and Jim Boland has a word to them and then splits them up. Jim Boland, I don't know what he said to them, but split them up, and Parfrey at the moment has a bit of redness showing on the below the left eye. I can't tell, but he's now on the ropes. Jim Boland moves in again, splits them up, and Parfrey now attempting to attack, and the boys go back to the corners for the end of the first round. And what was a fairly quick moving round in hot, humid, sticky conditions here at Collingwood Town Hall. Here we get ready for round 2. The stool goes out in the McGrath corner, and here comes young Dean McGrath and Dean Parfrey from the red corner. The two Deans fighting each other. And McGrath now sizing up from the middle. First round was pretty even, maybe McGrath. And Parfrey's down now, did he slip? Or was it the punch? He's putting the count on him. It was the punch. It was a left hand which grazed the jaw of Parfrey. It was up pretty quickly, but it took his feet from underneath him, that punch. That was a beautiful effort by McGrath. And he's attempting to command this fight. I thought at first Parfrey had started to slip, but McGrath, the count was put on to Parfrey, and McGrath is going to get, he's got this fight at the moment at his begging from that point of view. Parfrey comes in hard, he's going to try and make up for that and slaps McGrath with a couple of right hands to the rib cage, side of the rib cage. And again, coming in, trying to work down low. Now, McGrath looks like he's got a reach advantage. He's a bit taller, and McGrath is struggling to come in and not get hit. That's his biggest problem at the moment. And Jim Boland having a word to them, telling him just to look out for themselves at the moment, to keep the punches up. And didn't see any low ones, but that appeared to be the signal given. And McGrath now throws the right hand, misses. The left missed also, and he swung the left hand too. He's getting a bit over anxious there, young McGrath, and I'd say he was attempting to really give it to Parfrey on that occasion there after the first knockdown. With now this inexperience of the boy now, he'd be getting anxious. He'd be thinking if Parfrey's starting to hurt after that knockdown, that they'd try and end it quickly. Parfrey's got his concentration about him and threw the right hand, but as soon as he did, McGrath let go with the two very nice punches to the jaw region on Parfrey. He's ducking and weaving, but McGrath hit him again with the right hand. It was a... was that a push or a punch? I mean, that also was a difficult one to see. A slip, it's looked like a push and or a slip. Take it whichever way you want it, but not a knockdown as such. So here comes McGrath now, swings that right hand, and the bell goes. It's a big round for young Dean McGrath. He's on top here. No doubt about that at all. A very good round, and he would certainly be ahead on, I would think at this point of the judges' cards, he'd have to be. So, very good start to the fight by this young amateur, now making his professional debut here tonight at Collingwood Town Hall.
Seconds out, round 3.
And here we go for round 3 now. Young Dean McGrath, he has exposed some problems here for young Parfrey as well, and he is dictating terms and swing Wally with the left hand, McGrath, and Parfrey caught him there a bit coming through there, McGrath. He was able to get a punch in after McGrath had swung Wally, left himself wide open to attack by Parfrey at that point. Parfrey probably didn't take full advantage of the situation, but he was also a little bit off balance. He's rushing in there like a mad bull, Parfrey, attempting to exact some punishment on McGrath. Certainly wants to try and make up this points leeway at this point. A good punch by McGrath bounced on the head of Parfrey. And McGrath now is attempting to get that left hand working. Parfrey's working in close, trying to work in close. He's got that stinging jab of McGrath's, or that looping left hand. Also, McGrath swinging around at him when he comes in. If he doesn't hit home, he hit him in the solar plexus as I get it. And struck young McGrath in the solar plexus with the right hand. That was a nice punch. That's probably his best punch of the night, I'd say. And that was a very good punch from Parfrey there, and sent McGrath back a bit. The boys a bit of a lull in the fight now, and they'd be starting to feel the effects of this heat, I'd say, as well. Now McGrath comes in right hand over the top, and the Parfrey's gone down to the canvas. He's in a lot of trouble. He's in a terrible lot of trouble, but no, he's going to try and get back up. He did get back up. He's bouncing around. McGrath must go to the neutral corner. The referee's sent him there. The doctor's up in the ring ropes there now. He's going to sit down. John Jory was up on his feet. He thought maybe Parfrey was in trouble. He's in a lot of trouble, Parfrey. They're just the same. He's going to be behind on points here by a fair margin. And Jim Boland splits them up there. But, gee whiz, is this a big debut from young Dean McGrath there in the black trunks with white pipings and the Collingwood colours in Collingwood territory here in Collingwood, Melbourne, Victoria. And he's looking quite good at the moment. He's got the upper hand and swung the left hand and looped it around the neck of Parfrey. And he's measuring with the right hand there, measured Parfrey. A nice hit there on the nose facial region of Parfrey. And another big round for Dean McGrath, who's fighting beautifully here at the moment here tonight. Another knockdown situation.
Probiotics, friendly intestinal bacteria versus chronic fatigue, irritable bowels, arthritis, asthma, diabetes, skin problems. Phone Dr. Panino on 98992589. Yep, Ray White getting in the year 8 next week, weight supportive. Peter Marianas, still promotion. Ray White here at ringside. Seconds out. Round 4.
And here we go for round 4. Jim Bowler holds him apart till the bell goes. Make sure it's done in official capacity there. And he's a great referee, Jim Boland. And here comes Dean Parfrey now working in, trying to go on the attack here, trying to get underneath those big hands of McGrath. McGrath lets go with a right. He missed because Parfrey ducked, and now they're in close. They split themselves up. McGrath comes back in, throws one. Oh, beautiful right uppercut from McGrath. It was a beautiful punch again. Parfrey's ducking and weaving. McGrath comes in with the right hand again, trying to repeat that uppercut punch. But, oh, that uppercut that he threw before was coup de grace boxing. It was magnificent stuff. And Parfrey now was on the defensive a bit. He's watching that clubbing right hand as well there from McGrath. Oh, that whipping wicked left hand of McGrath went straight over the top of his head. He would have put his head straight out of the ring if that had have collected. Parfrey comes in. He's doing a grand job trying to get underneath. He just won't give up. He's got a lot of courage. Dean Parfrey is doing very well trying to get underneath, but he's just a bit outgunned here at this point. He's got a very tall man in front of him who's got hands that are extremely quick. He's obviously had a top quality amateur career, and he's acquitting himself quite well in professional ranks here tonight at Collingwood Town Hall. Parfrey. The boys looking just a fraction tight. Boland talks to them again and tells them to concentrate on what they're doing, keep their heads out of it. Parfrey's boxing and he's low and he's slapping away at the ribcage of McGrath. McGrath treating this round probably operating at around about 80% capacity, I'd say. But he's just waiting for that uppercut, starting to measure his punches here. And Parfrey again grappling, knows that he must tie up McGrath and try and exert influence by punching around the ribcage and solar plexus in close, but it doesn't give him any ability to punch from an exterior region to be able to cause any damage to McGrath if he does that. So it's very difficult here for young Parfrey to sort out his tactics against this big tall man. And there goes the bell for the end of round 4. Pretty even round that, not a great deal of damage done, but that beautiful uppercut from Dean McGrath at the start of it would, I would say, give him the round.
Steve, can I have a quiet, please? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you parked your car near the Collingwood police station, you'll be booked. If you parked your vehicle, car or truck or motor vehicle near the Collingwood police station, the police have given you 15 minutes to move that vehicle, otherwise you'll have a $100 parking infringement notice. So please move your car from a non-parking area into a parking area. Otherwise you'll receive a parking fine, $100 parking ticket. 15 minutes is the maximum. No registration number, any vehicle parked in the Collingwood police station in a non-parking zone will be booked unless they move the vehicle straight away. Seconds out, round 5.
Here we go for round 5 of this junior middleweight bout between Dean McGrath in the blue corner and Dean Parfrey in the red. And Parfrey is mixing it straight away in the middle, trying to exert authority. And McGrath again with that right hand. Uppercut was a beautiful. That's the second one's the one that's done the damage. And Parfrey is out cold, and Boland Jim turns him on the hip. The doctors there, they pull the mouth guard out, and John Jory, the doctor's in there. The uppercut, it was the second, I think it was the second uppercut did the damage there. The right uppercut was just a fantastic punch. And Parfrey is feeling the heat conditions. He's all right, he's going to get up, but that was an enormous punch. And, oh, look, what can you say? I mean, courage extraordinaire on the part of Dean Parfrey's fought a big, tall man his first professional bout with Dean McGrath. Fantastic effort and a lot of support here for him tonight. They love this boy. They're on their feet after that display from young Dean McGrath. On their feet and wishing him all the best in his boxing career. The crowd here, and a very animated crowd, got right into it right from the word go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by knockout, 33 seconds in a round 5. What a starting debut, Dean McGrath. Dean McGrath. Dean McGrath, 53 seconds in a round 5. Dean McGrath. And a big round of applause for Dean Parfrey. He's going to go to battle. Dean Parfrey. Dean McGrath, come across speed. Dean, I think the town hall is stacked with supporters of yours, and that was a starting performance. Must have been a great first pro fight to come away with a big win. Congratulations. And Kelly, your lovely lady here in the family. Okay, Dean McGrath, what do we win? Thanks, Steve, for the music. Who we got? 6 points ahead. Thanks, Nick. Keep rolling. Okay, no decision contest, ladies and gentlemen. 3 rounds. Would you want to occupy the red corner? Part of the Master Dana, Fitzroy Stars Academy, where all the champs train. 91 champions, world, intercontinental, Commonwealth, Pan-Pacific, South Pacific, you name it. Would you want a man who's most unlucky not to win the big bull ring heavyweight championship 3 years ago? Would you want him from Craigieburn, Dino, the Lion Longo? Dino Longo in the red corner. And across the ring, Bobby's Romano has been from the French Foreign Legion. A man who's unbeaten in kickboxing, Australian super light heavyweight champion from North Fitzroy, Vito Brett-Battalion. Okay, congratulations, Mr. Ladies. David, we go 3 rounds.
bumped into Dermot and Tony Hall were going for a jog round there.
On the slopes.
I was walking and Dermot had a go at me. Dermot said, don't be lazy, Mickey. He said, what are you doing, you know? And I said, well, look, I'm just easing my way back in. I said, I did a lot on Monday. I said, I get injured too quickly, I'll lose interest. He said, sounds like an excuse to me. He looked pretty good, he was running well. And so was Tony. Tony Hall was super busy.
Some of those footballers used to play racehorses.
Yeah, these are Tony's been out of the game for a while, and so's Dermot now. And they're still, Dermot
I
had,
think you know, footballers often, they keep fit, they stay boxers.
some of them, yeah, they do now. I think the footy players now are a bit more concerned about that aspect of not just going to soft and fat. Terry Wallace, Terry.
They stay fit and
Coalhouse looks pretty fit too. And it's not like the old days when once they retired, they just got straight into the beer and the... It is terrible, isn't it?
That's all for them. It's a longer,
Got to be tough. Got to be tough.
Both up on the basket, they're going to try to finish choice.
That's why I wasn't a very good football player, so I got back in the run.
Second half of tonight's game. OBA.
I was able to win it over Melbourne, taking issue with 79-86. I was able to do it similar to preparations, really. I went to Parfrey at a party until 4 or 5 a.m. Went to the running. Your brain works really, isn't it? So I just need to leave.
The highest winner. The whole of Fucking River Lions Club.
She went even to New Zealand doing that.
Okay, do I have a minute for this magnificent follow-up? Any bids? $20, $30. How much, Jim? $50. Okay, she's holding start at the beginning at $50. Something better on 50. $50 once. $50. How much, sir? $70. Thank you. $70 I have. $70. $70. Can anybody top? Too much, Jim? $80. Jim Holland. Yes, sir. What have we got? 80? What's that? 90. Thank you. What's your name? Tony. Tony, sir. $90 from Tony. Anybody top? $90. I have. $90. How much? How much? $100. $100. Tony against you and Jim. $100 for this magnificent. $110. $110 to this gold one. WBoxing C6 boxing coach is one name. $110 I have. $110. Tony. 120. 120. Jim, how much? 120 I have. 120. 120. 120. 130 from Jim Bowler. 130. $130. Yes, sir. 140. Tony, everybody's Tony. $140. Tony's top. 140. 140. 150. Thank you, Tony, number one. $150. Yes, sir. 160. 170. Tony. Tony. 170 from Tony Tubbs. Tony Tubbs. 170. I have 170. Ignash is getting tired from holding the go. 170. How much? 200. What's your name? Tony. It's got all the great world champions of the past. $200 once. $200. Tony, how much? 210. 210 from Tony, number one. $210 Something you put in the round, $240. Once, 240. How much? 230. Mr. Bianco, Mr. Parfrey here. How much? 300. Oh, there we go. Preston, here we go. This is Preston 2. What's that, 300? 300, that's what it got on the screen. That was awesome. 300. Wally, that's a fabric study. This is 300. Once. Twice. So, congratulations. Mr. Lappin, congratulations. $300. Kid Chocolates, Tommy Sale, Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, Roberto Duran, Isa Chief, everybody's on it. Here we go, $300. In the music scene, we'll be back with our semi-main event. Ladies and gentlemen, our champion, Manchester Miscellaneous, and our ringside position, Dr. John Jory, your judges, David Wingman, Nick Williams, and James Ball. Your referee in charge is John McGrath. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Peter Maniatis, this is our semi-main event. Collingwood City Hall, St. Thomas, then Classic, Friday, March 17th, the year 2000.
What do you like to be called? Mischa Holding or do you
No, Mischa Mertz.
How do you spell it first name?
Mischa.
Mischa.
Yeah, Mischa Mertz.
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 Mercedes.
Mertz. As in Mozart. Mertz.
Mercedes.
Mertz.
Mertz. Is that
German. Austrian.
Austrian, isn't it? Okay. And you're training at the, you're an amateur fighter. How many fights have you had in it?
I've had two.
Two amateur bouts. Okay.
One of each.
You're now an
One loss
expert,
and
yeah.
one win and one loss. Silver medalist of New
You're
York.
now an expert commentator.
Can I hear you? Can you hear me?
Ronnie hasn't got a corner. Oh, yes, he has. Who's that guy in the corner? The black guy?
Well, I don't know him, no, but Dana was in the corner there for a minute. There he is. I think it's Dana, yeah.
Yes, yeah, Dana.
Just hasn't got a mouth guard. Oh, no, tape.
Just
Tape.
remember, everything comes out on this because we're geared for sound now. Everything comes out.
Oh, okay, so
we
I'm going to say this guy's a... I won't say it on the tape.
That's right.
Try and be polite. Especially about the carpet. I like the carpet.
So they look pretty good in mini skirts and whatever. They don't have to be half nude or anything. They look pretty good as they are.
No, they're well funded, aren't they?
That night that Stacey looked in that strip and whatever, Scotty and I, we started commentating it and they must have
She
frozen
was
out.
very athletic.
Oh, was he? Yeah, we said that.
It was amazing, actually.
Excellent physical condition, we said.
Those cartwheels with one hand and
But
high
she's getting on a
heels.
bit too. She's, I think about 36 or 7 or something.
She does that act with John Howard and
That's right.
Cummins, yeah. No, she's good. I
Howard,
think she's good.
Howard, a couple of tape, he's running around and someone's saying, oh, you've got to see this. I said, oh, the boxing, no, the strip. So I don't want to see that on a strip, but she
legs off. Family groups there. Start with first of Gilbertson in the corner, originally from Mount Gambier, South Australia. Now living in Carina Heights, Brisbane, Queensland. Scaling 66.80 kilograms. Ladies and gentlemen, in the boxing, 16 fights, 13 wins, 2 professional fights. He managed to move the Dallas Brooks Hall in Melbourne last April. Would you welcome, ladies and gentlemen, from Queensland, wearing black, blue and white trunks, the butcher, Ronnie Gilbertson. And across the ring, Parfrey sponsored by Independent Scaffolding from Langwarrin, Victoria. Scaling right on the bottom of 67 kilograms. Unbeaten in professional boxing. 3 fights, 1 win, 2 draws. Ladies and gentlemen, by the Brown Levere, Lilydale, and Rohayem, would you welcome wearing black trunks? Ronnie Gilbertson, back to the Lappin.
All right, boys, we'll give you the rules and the dressing rooms. Right, when I say break, I want guys to make break. Look, boys, that's what it's bring it up.
All right, all ready to go for this next bout on this magnificent promotion by Jeff Moden and Peter Manialis at Collingwood Town Hall, ready to get back into action in this junior middleweight fight. Ronnie Gilbertson in the red corner in the black trunks, and in the black trunks also with some advertising on the rear end of those trunks is Matt Lappin from the blue corner. And I have as my guest commentator here, Misha Mertz to my right. Misha, and these boys looking pretty fit. Gilbertson comes in right hand underneath, but he's backing away, and Lappin working into Gilbertson with the boys sizing up. Ronnie Gilbertson's looking a lot fitter than he did last year at the moment. He's certainly trimmed down. Misha?
Lappin's looking like he's got a bit of a reach and height advantage. And
He certainly has. He's punching very hard in there too with that right hand, working over the solar plexus as well, in around the rib cage, and throws Gilbertson into the blue corner, and the referee splits them up. He's looking very strong and tough, Matt Lappin.
both fighters looking pretty tough, I think, but Lappin having just the fitness edge, I'd say.
Yes, well, that could turn out to be the case. Gilbertson last year was carrying a bit of superfluous weight, but he's lost that now, and he's got Dana Goodson there, the master, in his corner here tonight. Goes away, had a right uppercut, didn't quite work its way through the gloves of Lappin. And Lappin also wearing some picture illustrations on his shoulders and back. Gilbertson's there. Lappin coming into the body. He's trying to work away at the body, and that right uppercut of Lappin's not a bad punch either, Misha.
Yeah, I think Gilbertson's trying to go the overhand right because he's opponent to get taller.
Certainly, the referee, Big John McCubbin, now is having a word to Gilbertson. I think probably about maybe getting the heads too close together, do you think? Or
John McCubbin doesn't mind stepping in between fighters, that's for sure.
That's right, Big John. He likes to see that they do fight Marcus of Queensbury rules, or what the rules and regulations that we've got. There goes Lappin with that right hand.
Overhand right again from Gilbertson.
Oh, Gilbertson, yeah, working away. He's concentrating heavily. Got that uppercut working, slung around with a punch aiming for the rib cage of Lappin. Missed and then landed with the second one.
I think Gilbertson's holding his hands a bit low.
At the moment, yes, well, he's open target there because Lappin's a very strong, tough boy. As you said before, he may be fitter. He certainly looks a bit stronger. And Gilbertson now working away at the head region of Lappin. Scored some scoring punches there, Misha, at the end of round one. How did you see that?
That was a pretty eventful round. Very decent from both sides. I'd say Lappin.
Yeah, you looked pretty good there, Matty Lappin. Won the most improved award last year, I think, in the Victorian Boxing Trainers League, Matty Lappin. So he's got a good start here.
Throwing a lot of combinations, not relying on single punches.
It was very good. Ronnie Gilbertson's moving a bit quicker than he did last year when he had a bout at the Dallas Brooks Hall and got beaten, and he's looking a lot smoother tonight and seems to be punching a bit harder. I think he's done more training.
Well, David Goodson's a very good trainer. He's very
one of the best.
Skills-based, yes, been around for a long time.
Yes.
Been in some very high-profile corners in his time.
Oh, he has.
Including Lester Ellis, who's fighting again next week.
Yes, Lester fighting on the 26th of April, I think, down at the Brimbank Sports Centre. And Matty Lappin here looking pretty good at the moment, very strong.
Not been too bothered by that first round.
Yes, and he could have the first round under his control already there, Matty Lappin. And here they go, both boys wearing black trunks, and Ronnie Gilbertson has the blue and white stripes in the left corner of his trunks. and Lappin, the green advertising on the rear of his trunks now. Gilbertson flying away there with that right hand. He is open. He's carrying his gloves there when he gets in that flying action. Misha, he's leaving himself wide open for Lappin, isn't he?
Yeah, that's right. Lappin needs to try and get in and get out quickly. He can't stay there because he's just in range for Lappin.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, good punch by Lappin, sent Gilbertson floating back, and in fact Ronnie Gilbertson's got a big punch from Lappin, put Gilbertson on the canvas there. He's smiling, big smiling face after the doctor. It's a brave man. He has a sorry, Misha.
No, that's right. He should have got out there. He should have got in and got out, and not been caught by that punch.
There was a big punch from Lappin, and also he started a welt starting to form under the right eye of Gilbertson, and he's now shaking his head. Lappin comes in, got the uppercut, the right hand's hard into the rib cage, and the many Lappin's all over Ronnie Gilbertson, like a proverbial race over a seagull after a piece of fat, and there goes Gilbertson there now. He's in the corner getting pummeled in the red corner. Lappin's waiting over, he's trying to work his way out, and Ronnie Gilbertson, how's he keeping his feet? I don't know, Misha, but he's still there.
I think John McCubbin's about to, just broken him.
Split them up, but Lappin gave it to Ronnie Gilbertson, then coming at him from all directions.
Lappin knows he's got the better of Gilbertson now, so it's just a matter of time for him, I'd say.
Oh, yes.
He hasn't got much of a chance in this fight.
No, but Ronnie's, a good uppercut punch there and a nice straight right, but Ronnie's got very little strength left in his punches here, and the knees started to buckle again, Misha.
Yeah, that's right. I think Lappin's got this in the bag now.
And Harry Lappin now sizing up Ronnie Gilbertson for the attempting to bring this fight to a quick end. Lappin even looks super confident, doesn't he?
I think he's not hurt by Gilbertson at all, so he's just
pummeling right hand to the side of Gilbertson's head, and Johnny McCubbin has he's put a standing 8 count on Ronnie Gilbertson there. Gilbertson wasn't defending himself, so John McCubbin did the right thing and jumped in.
I think this will unlikely to be going the distance.
Very concerned, John McCubbin, and there goes the bell for the end of the round 2, and a big round to Matty Lappin, probably a 10-8 round, you'd have to say.
Saved by the bell in that instance.
Oh, no doubt. And
I don't think he'll be so lucky in the next round. I've got a feeling that he's going to be really struggling to make it.
Yeah, no doubt. Looks like Matty Lappin, in fact, in his corner now, so confident he's actually having a joke with his trainer at the moment, Matt Lappin. You very rarely see that in boxing. But,
that's right. He's nice and relaxed. He knows he's just got to get in there and finish the job off.
Well, he's relaxed, all right.
That's the best way to be in boxing.
Yes. Ronnie Gilbertson at the moment, I wonder how he's feeling. He's being spoken to by Dana Goodson in the corner.
Well, he's certainly showing a lot of heart. He's trying his best. He's hanging in there, and he's got to admire him for that.
He's got more ice packs on the back of his neck than you find in the bottle shop at Keith Ellis's new hotel in Footscray, Misha, at the moment. There's plenty of ice, bags of it in that corner, and he's got a few bruises.
It's very hot in here tonight. I imagine the boxers are really feeling the heat.
Yes, conditions are oppressive here at the moment at ringside and in the ring with the humidity. There's no air conditioning in the Collingwood Town Hall. And the boys getting ready for round 3. Ronnie Gilbertson, he's got a couple of welts coming up, mouse forming under both eyes at this point, and Lappin is just sizing him up, just waiting for that opportunity for, I'd say, a slugfest on the ropes. Oh yes, we got the right hand going straight away, Misha, as you spoke there, and landed one right on Ronnie Gilbertson. You think he's getting a bit overconfident, Matty Lappin, do you?
He wants to be careful not to get too confident.
Oh, he's shaking Gilbertson up with a couple of, must have been an uppercut there, sort of head jerk back. He's pummeling away at the rib cage and the solar plexus, and oh boy, Ronnie Gilbertson, he's taking a bit of a pounding in there tonight.
Yeah, I think too much of a pounding. Somebody should step in fairly soon. I think it's pretty obvious who's winning this fight.
Yeah, I think John McCubbin won't let it go much longer if Ronnie starts to receive more of that sort of stuff, I wouldn't think. But
he's hanging in there just the same, still moving his head a bit and trying to look for an opening there.
Certainly. And Lappin, that big right hand uppercut started in Tasmania then. It was, if that had struck Gilbertson in, the jury would have put his head on the roof. But there goes Lappin again moving in. And that he managed to avoid that. Then he did get his gloves up at the right time, Gilbertson. Give him credit for that. Oh, right hand hit Lappin. He won't like that, Matty. And
I think Dana Goodson's telling him to go that overhand right.
Yes, he is. That's the area that Lappin is probably, there's a weak spot there in the armoury.
Yes, he's dropping his left hand considerably. So if there's anything open there for Gilbertson, it's that overhand right.
Yeah, well, funny things can happen in boxing, and if Gilbertson can find a weak spot at this point, he's got the best man in the corner to find it for him in Dana Goodson.
Yeah, that's right. He might score a few points with that punch, but I doubt if he'll do much harm to Lappin at this stage. I don't think he's got the strength to really hurt.
Yeah, that's the problem, is the strength, isn't it, really? Gilbertson is getting some scoring punches in, but there's no power behind them. just lacking powder and shot at this point of the fight, Ronnie, but the big right hand again, he's certainly repeating that punch a few times
Slug
here.
and missed that one, unfortunately, but gave it a go just the same.
Yeah, well, he can't do any harm. In fact, if he's going to get out of it, he's going to try and probably hit the Lappin pretty hard over the top and try and knock him to the canvas, but it isn't working at the moment.
Oh, well, he did well to last that round, halfway there, might make the distance after all.
Good make it.
Levere looking pleased with his charge there in the corner.
They're very confident there at the moment, Brian Levere. He's sort of big smirk on his face, I'd say, at the moment, and thinking that this was a good workout for Matty Lappin, but as you
Seems
said,
to be
he
telling
can't
him
get
to go
over
the straight right, to just go left and right and keep the punches straight, I think. Try and keep Gilbertson away and not try and do anything too fancy.
You'd think that perhaps he'd be trying to get him to end it if he can in this round. I would think with the oppressive heat conditions, he'd be wondering whether he'd want him out there for the whole 8 rounds.
Well, Gilbertson's proving to be a tough customer, if nothing else. He's still standing, so it might not be so easy to finish him off.
Well, this boy might have some endurance that he didn't have last year, that over the last 12 months, fitness-wise, could very well have done the work. So here we go for round 4. Between Ronnie Gilbertson in the red corner in the black trunks with the blue and white stripe down the side, and Matty Lappin there from Victoria in the black trunks, green advertising on the rear, and Gilbertson trying to work away at the rib cage of Lappin. Lappin's concentrating a bit more now in this round. He looks a bit more focused than perhaps he was in the last round when Gilbertson...
Yeah, I think he's taking Gilbertson a little bit more seriously in this round. He's not so keen to knock him out. He might have burnt himself out a bit early on.
Yes,
with over-enthusiasm.
Could have been, and the boys now becoming involved in a bit of a stoush there on the side of the ring there. Lappin got some nice ribcage punches in, but Gilbertson was throwing leather as well, while Gilbertson stumbled a bit then.
Gilbertson obviously looking pretty tired now, but...
Oh yes, and Lappin got the forearm, the left forearm there moving around. Got to be careful with that. One that came over the top there again. That's an interesting manoeuvre, that one. And then Gilbertson over the top of Lappin's head with the right hand as a feather duster punch. Didn't do any damage at all. In fact, this is the big problem for Gilbertson, as we said before. Oh, repetitive punches to the facial region. But Matty Lappin from Ronnie Gilbertson. Big heart, Ronnie Gilbertson. Taking the fight right up to Matty Lappin in this round. Oh, good uppercut from Gilbertson too. There was a ripper. And he's slugging away there.
Now that Lappin seems to have lost his jab a bit, so he's not managing to keep Gilbertson at such a distance. And once Gilbertson gets inside, he's got a better chance of landing some punches.
Yes, fighting a very reasonable fight in this round, Ronnie Gilbertson, coming back, and that's a great effort there. He's obviously got a bit of stamina, and I did mention earlier on, he had appeared to do a lot of work, had a lot of superfluous body weight last year, but it's no longer there. Lappin's measuring him on the ropes. He's missing him with most of that, and trying to measure him with the right hand as he was bouncing back. Gilbertson was unable to get out of the way. They're in the corner here, slugging it out, and Gilbertson did a great job in that round. I tell you, I think it's a fairly even round in my book. If you disagree with me.
Yeah, lots of surprises in boxing, and this is one of them. Gilbertson's coming back. What looks like being pretty much behind the 8 ball, and now he's giving Lappin a run for his money. So.
Oh, yes, he am, huh? I mean, Brian Levere's still smiling, so he's not unhappy. I'd probably say that at this point that Lappin's got about a 4-point margin. Judges may not agree with me, but...
I'd say he's definitely still ahead. He's still the better looking boxer, the sharper punches and probably busier, but I don't think he can be so sure now that Gilbertson is going to drop.
Yes. Well, at the moment Gilbertson's withstood that barrage that he had coming at him in the first couple of rounds. It was like a one-way train.
And as the fight goes on, it's going to be harder to throw those kind of barrages.
It certainly will, and maybe with the heat conditions and the weather conditions might have sapped the strength of Matty Lappin by 25% in the last couple of rounds. And
so he's looking pretty sharp in this one. He's light on his feet still and not looking flat.
Yeah, he certainly slapped away at Gilbertson with a couple of cracking body shots to the solar plexus and the rib cage, and then threw a right hand that just grazed Gilbertson's jaw. That uppercut would have hurt though.
I'd say so.
Oh, that would have rocked the dentures, Misha, for sure, of Ronnie Gilbertson. And would have sent the electricity floating upwards. And Matty Lappin is backing there, going back a bit. Gilbertson's coming in, throwing leather.
Matty Lappin's holding his left hand very low, and he's doing a sort of crossover Ambrose Palmer defence there.
Ah, yes.
Which, still, if he doesn't use his shoulder, he's going to be still pretty open for
Got
that
that
overhand
forearm
right.
in the way too. Got to be careful with that forearm. But now he's working away at Gilbertson now. He's got him on the ropes. Gilbertson swings the right hand, missed, and hit him with the right hand. Gilbertson did well to do that and fought his way on the ropes. Ronnie Gilbertson, great effort. A fantastic effort from Ronnie Gilbertson to use a bit of strength there to get Lappin off the ropes. I thought he was going to get pulverised over in that corner, but now the referee.
Oh, just a bit of tape there on the gloves needs to come off.
Probably a good time of the fight for that to happen. It's given Ronnie a chance to get a bit of breath there. And
John McCubbin's just ripped the tape right off.
Straight off, and let's hope that glove's firm. And threw it straight at the commentary area, Big John. And there goes Lappin moving on in with the solar plexus punch and got him in the corner, in the neutral corner. Hits him in the jaw twice and the face. He's got to get out of here, Gilbertson. He's got to get out of that corner. And Lappin's working away hard at Gilbertson. Big right hand hit Gilbertson. And again with the left, the uppercut. He's got everything at him. He's throwing everything at him by the kitchen sink, and he's pushed Lappin away. And I think he's going to tell him, Ronnie, it's all over now. That may have been. Palacio.
I don't know how Gilbertson would have got out of that corner without John McCubbin's help. So it's a
Big John, Big John doesn't like it when they don't show their defences.
No, fair enough too. I think it's probably better to be safe than sorry. I mean, it's better to see a boxer stop than flat out on the canvas.
But I'll tell you what, I was very impressed with Ronnie Gilbertson tonight. That he's a changed boxer from the punishment he took last year at Dallas Brooks Hall in the bout he fought there when he was down from
I think when a boxer
Queensland.
takes a lot of punishment, they have to go back to the drawing board and really work on those skills and the fitness, and he's obviously done that. And he's got nothing to be ashamed of. He showed plenty of heart coming in there and staying in there when things were working against him.
Certainly.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee John McGrath decided that Ronnie Gilbertson had taken enough punishment. He stopped the fight. 1 minute 37 seconds into round 5. The winner, and still unbeaten. How about a big round of applause for a very gallant man from Arena Heights in Brisbane, Ronnie Gilbertson.
A great effort. And has improved out of side, Ronnie Gilbertson, in the last 12 months. And he lost that weight.
It's quite possible that he could lose a bit more weight and come down a division. I think he's a bit short as a light middleweight. He might want to come down to welter or even lightweight, actually.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So it's good to have a lot of fans in Melbourne, Ronnie. You back? Yeah, I'm going to get fitter and more fan. Okay, Ronnie Gilbertson, what a great young performance by the man from Brisbane. We're going to have a short break and we'll be back with our main event. It's championship time. Kickboxing champs, also professional boxer with details, and a man who studies the life DJ will give you the big token.
Very classy. Yeah, Johnny Scooter team.
He's not in the line.
In the day, he's having dinner with Scooter.
Tell me, come down, don't leave over your upping.
Yeah, he's
Okay, come down as well. Come down.
Johnny Scooter, Calder McCauley, Esterellas.
Thriller.
Going to the soccer.
Is that Darren Thriller?
Having dinner there.
What a great name.
Malia.
Okay, tell me, and then tell me.
He owns Ringback Sports. I mean, he's the guy that doing the soccer player management.
Brilliant. Well done.
Paul's in my new soccer management team. I've got Ken Anstey, Chris Anstey's dad. All put us together. Haven't I got him in soccer? No, we're going to apparently Leicester's going to get a turn.
Thank you very much. Thank you, DJ. Thank you very much. The championship bell.
I'll have a word with him before he gets in. Does he feel? Yeah. Has he got some stories to tell about Leicester? He's seen him too. That's right, yes. Foul jokes as well. Well, what did you do? He should have got up there and seen what cleaners. You know, should have had a word with him before. He said, just be careful. But the Ellis is keeps he's always telling foul jokes. They can't help themselves there. Yes. Yeah, Leicester was. He always. He will always. He's very careful. He's got to be straight smart about it. Yes. Let's check it out with him first before you get the book print. Yes, you've got to check it out with him first before you get sued. Give it to get Rob Cameron over there. He works with Robsy Junior Harris, who works with Simon Wilson, seems to be taking place in Victoria. Your husband would have heard of Simon Wilson. You may have heard of Rob, you would have heard of Simon. Yeah, well, he would. Yeah, he's even as well. Look at this place. Say you, I think it's say you.
kilograms. Working out of Jim Bradley's Essendon Gymnasium from Roxborough Park. Wearing to the black looks,
They certainly look well there, Misha. They look to be in extremely fantastic condition, and Lincoln Stewart there looks to be very well, and Darren Miller, no doubt, also looks like he's certainly done the work. And as Howard Lee, our ring announcer, said, he's weighing in the lightest for these ever. He's been for a very lengthy period of time. Darren Miller in the black trunks in the red corner. Lincoln Stewart in the tasseled blue trunks, florid blue or royal blue trunks from the blue corner.
A lovely pair of trunks, I must say. I'm very jealous.
And he gets the fashion award for the night already. Lincoln Stewart fashionably presented there by the house or whatever. And Jim Boland pushes them aside there, and they started this fight. Darren Miller's ducking and weaving. Lincoln comes in with the right hand. And Darren Miller, then he's looking very fast, Darren Miller. He's best condition I've seen him in for ages, I'd say, Darren Miller.
We call Darren Miller the veteran in this fight, and Lincoln Stewart the up-and-comer is only a young guy in his early 20s, if that, only 21 or so. Darren Miller's a bit older.
Certainly that is two-time amateur champion Darren Miller. He's been a stalwart of Victorian boxing for a very lengthy period of time, and he's fought the best. And Lincoln Stewart doing a tangle. Lincoln's working away. Darren's hanging on to his right arm, and all Lincoln's got to throw with then was the left, but they're tangling up again. They're trying to get some punches in there, but Darren's very experienced here, trying to tie Lincoln up. But Lincoln cuts loose with the right hand, and sees Darren Miller back on the ropes here nearly. Big right hand from Darren Miller. And
very excitable opening to this fight.
Oh boy!
Get on top of each other in the first few seconds.
Fistic fury from Lincoln Stewart there for about 20 seconds there, and working away the solar plexus as Darren Miller tries to fight back. Whips the left hand around the neck of Miller.
This is surprising. It's a very close-in fight.
Is it ever? It is close in. They're getting very close in, tying each other up, hanging on.
It's quite a surprise. You expect both these fighters to start out with some long straight punches, some jabs, but it seems they'll settle into that fairly shortly.
Oh yes, well Darren Miller, he probably sees his best advantage as turning into an internal slugfest, I'd say, probably, and try and keep Lincoln, that right hand of Lincoln's, that straight right, and the one that whips around's a beautiful punch from Lincoln Stewart. And Darren Miller with the right hand gives Lincoln a crack on the ear hole. As they struggle again on the ropes, Lincoln has got the hands up and now the right hand. He loves that right hand. And slaps Miller with that right hand on the ropes, and Miller hangs on again, trying to stop him. Boland will break them up in a minute, I'd say, and steps right in and does it, Jim Boland. It is going to be a close-in fight, Misha, isn't it?
It's a very messy start to what I would have expected to be a much cleaner and more skilled fight than these two.
Well, it certainly would be. Another problem that Darren Miller has is that he does cut easily too, so he wouldn't want to get in too close for too long, because his last 3 or 4 fights he has needed the corner to work feverishly on eye cuts.
I remember the last time I saw Darren Miller fight, after the fight I saw him getting stitched up by the doctor, so he's got a few scars there.
He's a battle-scarred veteran, Darren Miller, been around for a while and knows the ropes. Lincoln Stewart, the man on the way up, and just copped a good right hand from Miller then Stewart. That was a beautiful punch from Darren Miller.
Very hard to see what's happening in this fight just yet. It's a bit wild and woolly.
It is wild and woolly, no doubt about that. Oh, the heads got together again. They clash the heads. They've got to be careful there, Misha, with it.
That's right. Both these two have got to be careful about it.
Certainly is.
Darren Miller's last few outings, he's had a much easier start to proceedings than he has tonight. He's been able to, get his range by jamming and moving, and he's had to deal with a bit of a tornado coming onto him in the form of Lincoln Stewart tonight.
Oh, that 20-second fuselage of punches from Lincoln just gave him the round in my book. It was pretty even otherwise.
Very hard to judge those sorts of, when fights get a bit rough and ready like that and people get inside, very hard to see what punches are landing and what aren't.
Oh, that's right. They're moving at 100 miles an hour. Just for that split second that Lincoln was able to cut loose, that class came out, and there was a couple of beautiful right hands thrown in that fuselage, but apart from that, the round was pretty even. Miller's gone on the attack straight away, and with a couple of punches pushed Stewart back to the red corner. Lincoln Stewart now trying to force the issue, and Miller's working underneath with an uppercut punch, but he's hanging on when he punched him, and Boland broke them up again. Jim Boland won't put up with any mucking around from these boys, Jimmy. A good referee, and the boys...
Miller landing a good rip to the body there, a good left rip.
Yes, yes, which is excellent. Darren's trying to work in close, but Lincoln is trying to smother him here on the ropes. He's trying to line him up, measure him, get that right hand working. He's got the solar plexus punches going. Miller's trying to hit his way out of it, and having a lot of trouble getting off those ropes. Lack of physical strength maybe, but Stewart, Miller flying away. They're both boys leaning on each other with their heads, and then he clips him across the ear hole, and Jim Boland's warned Darren Miller about the forearm, Misha.
Yes, not surprised.
He was unequivocal that he tried to push that one in, and Stewart now working away at the stomach region again of Miller. Miller's got the arm across it though, trying to protect himself down there, but the boys are hanging on again.
Stewart, he's got youth and vigour on his side, but he's going to have to be careful about going too hard too soon. This is scheduled for 12-round fight. And,
yes.
He has to pace himself up here.
Yeah, no doubt about that, but the boys have gone at fast and furious so far. I'd say that, no beg your pardon, is right from the word go. So if it goes the distance, they're going to be tired and sore and sorry at the finish.
They certainly are. Both of them are taking a fair share of punches.
In a pressure cooker atmosphere here at Collingwood Town Hall, where the humidity is high in here. The temperature probably dropped slightly since we got here. Be about 90 Fahrenheit, I reckon, at the moment in here.
I think Darren Miller cut slightly opening up there on the right.
Picked out an eye cut already on Darren Miller, expert. He picked up there by Misha Mertz at ringside there, an eye cut on Darren Miller. Is it on the left eye, is it, of Miller, or the right? I can't try to tell the right eye.
Just at the edge of the eyebrow there, so it doesn't look like a serious cut at this stage, but if he works on it anymore.
Oh, and Miller spoke to him as he threw an uppercut to Miller's, as Lincoln Stewart moved in then, and swiping with the right hand, but Lincoln, with the body strength, won't be denied. The boys in a tangle there, but Miller then made some comments to Lincoln Stewart just as Lincoln charged in at him. The boys are in a tangle here. Boland will break them up, and there's a lot of talking going on here too, Misha, in between these boys.
Any idea what they're saying to each other?
I can't hear them amongst the crowd, because the crowd's going berserk here at this action fight here, this OBA.
Probably not fit for family consumption.
But in this Oriental Boxing Association lightweight title, these boys are fighting feverishly here tonight, and they've been at it from the word go.
Very messy fight too.
Lincoln Stewart up on the toes. He's a straight up and down fighter, and he has lateral movement. Miller's now being pushed across the ring, and the boys are together. And what a great round of boxing that was for round two. That was fantastic stuff, that. I thought it was a fairly even round, isn't it?
I'd say Stewart was slightly ahead on
Yeah, I thought Stewart probably had the upper hand again there slightly. There he was able to get the crisper punches away and was able to use his strength and push.
That's right, he landed quite a devastating combination on Darren Miller during that fight.
Yes.
He hit the corner, and it was a bit of a wake-up call as one of our co-commentators might say.
He was pushing Miller around a bit there, not like a rag doll at this point, but certainly using some strength, and some crisp punching there towards that right hand and the solar plexus work.
I'd like to see Lincoln Stewart use a bit of a jab and try and get Darren Miller to
Mix it up a little bit. Yeah.
I think so. Just keep a bit of distance from his opponent and try and move around him a bit more. But I don't know what Ryan was saying to him. He might be giving him the opposite advice for all I know.
Oh, I don't know about that, but we can't hear a a thing here apart from what we're saying ourselves, because the noise from the crowd, they've really worked up here. A big capacity crowd.
Both is very popular, it seems.
Very popular. They've got all their fans here, and capacity crowd at the Collingwood Town Hall in Melbourne here tonight on a hot night in March the 17th, St Patrick's Day. Miller staggers in the ring. There's water there in the Stewart corner. The corner told to clean it up, and they do so. And Miller is now pointing at the head of the Stewart, saying he got a knock from that head, but Boland didn't agree, pushed them aside. And Stewart now, they're in a tangle again. Stewart's trying to work away at the head of the solar plexus. Stewart's going crazy here. They get Stewart big usage of punches on Darren Miller. Oh, the right hand there sort of turned the head through the ropes, then I reckon. Oh, yes.
Real tired sooner or later, but it's a very impressive display of combinations.
He's decided that this is going to be around for him, Lincoln Stewart, to try and perhaps win this by the short route if possible, but Miller's there. Miller's right there with him, grappling, and the boys split up. Lincoln Stewart again covers up, comes in with a solar plexus punches straight into Darren Miller, and Darren's bent down again trying to exert some authority. Stewart again has got Miller on the ropes, and Miller can't go off. The heads are together. They're always, these boys are fighting a very close in contest, Misha, and it's been like this all the way through.
That's right, it has. Right from the opening bell, they were almost head to head straight away. There's been no long punches.
That's dangerous too when they get very close in like that with those heads, and Boland's looking at them, telling them to break. He's getting worked up, Jimmy. He wants to see them try and keep their distances there a bit, but they just won't stop it. They're right into that.
The place of this fight's been said very early on. I'll be very surprised if it changes from what it's currently.
Oh, certainly. They've gone out at hammer and tongs from the word go, and they decided to fight a slugfest type bout, like a couple of heavyweight boxers that we saw recently down at Knoxville between James Grimm and Lightning Lupe. It was like they fought in a telephone box. They were so close. And the word to both boys by Jim Boland. He doesn't like when they're close in. Lincoln Stewart with the right hand was a good punch, but Darren Miller was able to fend it off slightly there with the glove. As Stewart works away at Miller, that's turning into Miller on the ropes, and Stewart trying to pound away. Misha seems to be the text of this round. I think Darren Miller just hasn't got the strength to work his way off those ropes. That's a big problem for him.
This is a very tiring way to fight. For both boxers, it's really going to be a test of stamina because they're leaning into each other, but wrestling, they're pushing around, pushing and shoving.
Oh, yes. It's got to sap the energy very quickly, I'd say.
Most definitely it will. They'll find it hard to do anything.
Oh, yes. Good right hand from Miller then too, Michelle, with just really made its way through the gloves. And Miller gives him one to go off with. Right on the bell. A love tap. He certainly is, Lincoln Stewart, very well-mannered boy, and his home area is out in the eastern suburbs around Lilydale, Croydon and Knoxville is where he's done most of his boxing recently.
He's been known to have interesting hairdos. So much with pink hair, it's very becoming.
Yes, he's certainly in the more orthodox hairstyle here tonight at the Collingwood Town Hall. Another Lincoln Stewart round though, round 3 I'd say. Probably had the better of Darren Miller there. He did a fair whack of the pushing and shoving again. He seems to be slightly stronger, and the weights tell us that because he has got a 2 kilo weight advantage, or just under 2 kilos from the Darren Miller. So get ready for round 4 in a pressure cooker human environment here tonight, the 17th of March at Collingwood Town Hall. Peter Maniatis and Jeff Moden Promotions are putting this on in a very hot atmosphere here, and the boys will be feeling the heat. Miller now, the boys aren't right together as they've been fighting. They're trying to step it up, but now Miller's had some treatment done to that eye, Misha, I'd say.
Been working away on the corner on that eye.
He just copped a big uppercut from Lincoln Stewart too, and would have felt the effects of that. And Miller gets back to the centre of the ring. This is a tough assignment now for Miller here. He's behind on points, and Lincoln Stewart still looking as strong and classy as ever at this point of the fight. And again, pushing Miller across the ring to get him on the ropes again, and this is where Stewart seems to be his game plan here, is to get Miller on the ropes and start a pounding session. Miller trying to box his way out of it now, but struggling to get off those ropes. Stewart's just leaning on him. Miller's doing most of the leather work, with Stewart just leaning there trying to measure Miller.
Miller needs to try and stay in the centre of the ring as much as possible, but this pushing and shoving is very difficult for him.
Oh, that's right. It's going to be very difficult to fight now for these boys. Miller looks like he's getting a bit tired there at the moment, just leaning on Stewart. I could be wrong.
Trying to take a breather there on his shoulder.
Yeah, it looked like it, but not the time to start thinking about a touch of shut-eye, because you've got Lincoln Stewart standing in front of you, pounding away, and just one mistake, and that man has got the punches to put an end to it all. Miller backed into that neutral corner now, and the Stewart's trying to measure him with that right hand. He's just trying to land that big right hand at this point of the fight.
Still throwing punches, still in the fight, so...
It's a gutsy effort by both these boys to fight to this capacity in these weather conditions here, because it is shockingly humid.
They're both putting in another stage.
Darren Miller then just landed a couple of nice punches to Lincoln Stewart in the stomach region, but Lincoln's come back. He's leaning on Darren now and trying to push him on the ropes and throw ribcage punches, and now moving back and punching to the head of Miller, but Miller replies. Well, it's really turning into a scrappy slugfest this round here, with the boys just having a rest. Yes, having a rest before they start to unleash some punches here. But Darren Miller tries to throw his left. Lincoln Stewart's got that straight right hand working. He's now working away at Darren Miller, ties him up.
It's a very good-looking straight right hand that Lincoln Stewart's got there. It's very sharp, very straight. It's not signaling it at all.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful right hand, that right hand of Lincoln Stewart. When he gets back, in fact, it'd be more to his advantage if he did give himself some space to use that punch, because it's a beautiful punch. Darren Miller's probably fighting the right fight, and Lincoln Stewart's falling into those tactics of the heads together and pushing and shoving, because that suits Miller, doesn't suit Stewart. He's getting a bit frustrated at this point of the fight.
I think he's standing there and his fitness are there. I think he just wants to get himself some distance so he can throw some clean punches or land some clean punches on Darren Miller.
Well, I nearly gave that an even round, but I decided to give it to Stewart because of the right hand punches that he delivered about 2/3 of the way through that round. I thought just got him the round. That right hand is the thing that's doing it for him, I think, when he does get the chance to let it cut loose. But if he's going to be...
I like the way he follows up his jab with that right hand. He doesn't just throw the right hand wild. He lines it up, he measures up.
Second comes, round 5.
Nice and straight.
Crowd going berserk here again at the Collingwood Town Hall, and Darren Miller is sizing up Lincoln Stewart for round 5. Well, these boys go at it again. It's a 12-rounder. This 12 3-minute rounds in very hot conditions. You may as well bat on another 6 or 8 rounds due to the conditions here of the effect they'll have.
Both these guys will be a couple of kilos lighter at the end of this fight.
Well, they will be if they'd like to weigh them in at the end of it, because sweat's dripping off them, pouring off them. As Stewart again pounding away at Miller, and Miller trying to reply, and it's the same story here with the boys slugging it out. I just tend to think if Stewart could keep up on his toes and get that right hand going and those left jabs you were talking about, Mick, he'd be a lot better off.
Yeah, I think if he jabs, he can keep his distance, and then he can really let that right hand come through. Up close like that, his punches are smothered.
That's right, and he just doesn't need to get into this pushing and shoving match with Darren Miller. It's playing right into Miller's hands, because that's where Miller would prefer it to be that way. Lincoln Stewart now throwed a nice punch to the solar plexus. Miller tried to wrap a right hand round the head, but just made it round the neck of Stewart. And they're again in the Miller corner now. We're head to head and slugging it out on the ropes right in front of Miller's corner. Stewart working away feverishly at the trying to get through the solar plexus. Miller's trying to get out altogether. He'd just love to get out of there, I think.
Yes, I think all he needs to do is really spin around and he'll be out of there, but he's just waiting for the right moment and waiting for that burst of energy to help him.
Well, another grappling session here, and Jim Bowler will move in and split them up.
Darren Miller with new trainers for this fight. He's moved on from his previous mentor and is now with Jim Bradley in Essendon. So
yes, and that's a extensive corner over there for the thriller Darren Miller. A number of cornermen there assisting him. And Jim Boland now has a word to Lincoln Stewart, and I'd say that would have something to do with the heads again, and I think he's threatened to take a point off Lincoln if there are any more abnormalities shown in this round. Now, Miller throws a wicked left hand which missed and moved away from Stewart. He's now tried to use that left-hand jab, but the boys have slowed up a little bit here.
Slowed up, and perhaps for the benefit of the spectators possibly, we're starting to see something a little bit more skillful.
That's right.
Lincoln Stewart's a bit lighter on his feet, a bit more mobile. His footwork's a little bit a little bit quicker and a little bit more on the ball than
certainly is. And well, that was a nice when that could have. I don't know whether that come from a punch or a head clash. Then we don't know, but he has been opened up there, and now Stewart trying to work away at the rib cage again. Now Miller's leaning on him. He's trying to keep him off him and then throw a repercharge of punches at the same time. But that blood will be starting to drip, I'd say, out of that cut. That would look like a nasty cut, that cut from Darren Miller on the forehead. And if that starts to drip down, he's going to be in trouble, Darren.
Doesn't look too bad at the moment, but
now they go into the bell for that round. The boys hugged each other at the end of it. Got a good feeling in there. Very good sportsman, and you'd have to say that Stewart again seems to certainly be exerting his authority here, but it's a scrappy round just the same. A cut to...
You'd have to say that Stewart's the prettier boxer at this stage. Darren Miller shows a few signs of battle. Obviously previous fights are taking their toll on Darren Miller's scars that are opening up quite easily.
Well, yes.
Headbutts and punches.
Correct there. He does have a cut problem. They've decided to put the Vaseline there on the forehead and hope that that cut doesn't reopen then. Very difficult for him, and Lincoln Stewart's looking fairly calm and collected in his corner. His trainer doesn't get flustered at all, Brian Beaver there. He's relaxed.
Very good for a boxer to have a calm trainer, just delivering simple instructions and not
Here we go for round 6 of this OBA lightweight title fight between Lincoln Stewart in the blue corner and Darren Miller in the red corner, and the boys again now they're starting it off again as they started round 1. They're right into it from the word go there, and turning it into that slugfest we were talking about before, with Miller back on the rope, Stewart flying away.
Miller's elbow coming dangerously close to
well, so they've got to be careful, not that the heads get close, but they do throw the elbows around a bit when they're getting close like that, and that referee Jim Boland will be quick onto that if there's any problems with those elbows.
Very hard for Lincoln Stewart to get any leverage on those punches. They're landing on Darren Miller's shoulders and gloves, and it's hard to get through. You can see an opening from that close proximity.
And that's right, there's a lot of punches landing on the fighters' arms and shoulders from this close-in stuff, because that's the only target they've got when they've got their heads together. They're flying away like that at times, or maybe around the back, but...
slipping through there. I think Lincoln Stewart just got caught.
I'm just surprised Stewart's still continuing to fight this sort of fight, really. You think that he'd step back and give himself room to punch, because that's where he shows he's got the class to do that.
I'm not sure that his corners is expecting to do that.
As if he wants to win it the slugfest way, Lincoln Stewart, to show that he can win a fight in this sort of fashion. So maybe that's the tactics here tonight.
It's quite possible some fighters, want to prove that if there's any doubt about their capacity to take a punch, about their chin, they want to show that they can fight in close. Oscar De La Hoya, they quite sharply. So it's not surprising, perhaps, for a young fighter like Lincoln Stewart to show that he really can go toe-to-toe if necessary.
No, that's a good point. A very good point, that they can fight any which way that they have to fight on any certain occasion that arises, and that's probably what the Lincoln Stewart tactics are here tonight. Maybe we might see him in the next couple of rounds step back and use the right hand a bit more in the jab, the left-handed jab, and maybe they'll continue on like this for a couple more rounds. But they're certainly fighting the Darren Miller style at the moment. There's no doubt about that. Miller's happy that he's there, tying him up, and Jim Boland now splits them up and tells him to get back into action. Pretty even. Oh, big right hand from Lincoln Stewart. Darren Miller, it's just explosive punching. And just cut loose, and he's done this on a couple of occasions in this fight, just explosive punching style, Tony Weeby style.
Ryan McGrath looking very pleased at this moment, a big grin on his face while Jim Bradley over there is going quite red in the face, yelling instructions to Darren Miller. So from the looks of the tournament, we can tell he's the more accomplished fighter.
Oh, well, that's Darren Miller, a big right hander, went straight over the top, and Miller again, the boys touch gloves, but that was good round from Lincoln Stewart, and he looks pretty confident at the moment. It was an explosive 15 seconds from him, no doubt about that.
Very impressive barrage here, those combinations really are continuous, they're very hard for, it'd be very hard for any boxer to get through and stop, because once they start coming like that, it makes it very difficult to think under that kind of pressure, so Darren Miller will be struggling.
Pulverised Darren Miller there for about 20 seconds, and that's what keeps putting the points on the board for Lincoln Stewart in this fight. He can exert authority when he wants to, at will virtually, proving his class at this level.
His fitness level's very high. I mean, that's really impressive work, and he doesn't look tired at all. He's taking a few deep breaths when he's not tired.
Oh, yes.
He's not gasping for breath at all. He's a very relaxed
Here they go for round 7, these two boys, and they're making their way back into ring centre. Jim Boland has said, wipe the water off the canvas, boys. We don't want any slipping over. It's very dangerous. So here they go again, straight into the action in round 7. Lincoln Stewart, both boys, Lincoln Stewart's trunks are dripping with water and sweat, and it's sprayers flying everywhere from these boys. They're trying to keep themselves hydrated, as they say this day and age, throughout this fight.
Darren trying to get the jab working a bit in this round.
Well, the boys now getting themselves tangled up in the ropes again. Stewart using his strength again to push Miller into the ropes in the neutral corner, and Miller trying to punch his way out of it, but Stewart's got the strength. He's got 1.5 kilos to play around with there, and Miller comes back with a nice right hand. And Miller's trying to hit Stewart come back, but Stewart's equal to the task. He comes in, and Jim Boland pushes them apart. Yes, well, Darren Miller then hit Stewart coming in with the right hand as well. Lincoln Stewart was wide open, and the gloves had a look out at Darren Miller. Miller argues with the referee, but don't argue with Jim Boland. Darren comes straight to Lincoln Stewart. And Lincoln Stewart throws the left hand and the right. Darren Miller was a big punch. Miller was standing there. Boland looked like he went to touch Miller then or break them up. I can't see, but the eye cut there, Misha, is starting to come there at the left eye of Miller. Is in a bit of trouble.
We're halfway through approximately. I'm not really sure what Darren's going to do. His face is going to hurt.
It's going to be his biggest problem here if Stewart keeps dropping those left jabs and straight rights on those regions of his face, Miller's face, that have been cut. Now he's working away at that plexus. Miller's got the arm in, hanging on and punching with the uppercut with the right. Jim Boland may not like that, but he's doing it at the moment there, Darren. And now pushes them apart. Darren looks to the side of the ring. That left eye doesn't look too good there, but the blood's dripping down the side, so it's not affecting his sight.
Pretty lucky with the course of that river of blood flowing through his eye. I think it would be very difficult if it was flowing straight into his eye.
Well, it would be, but at the moment, in fact, it's been wiped off by Stewart's head as Stewart comes in. They're so close together.
Very gracious of Stewart to do that for Darren.
They're really close together, these boys. Oh, big right hand from Miller, went straight over the top. He telegraphed the punch and Stewart ducked. Saw it coming, and quick reflexes, Lincoln Stewart in that position. Lincoln Stewart now right hand, the solar plexus punch. Darren Miller came back with a hard punch to the solar plexus. He's trying to slug it out with Lincoln Stewart, but Lincoln's equal to the task. You just get that feeling if Stewart drops a big right hand on Darren, he'd be in a lot of trouble here. But he's got to be getting tired, and now he's starting to polarise. On the ropes on the far side of the ring, Lincoln Stewart. Darren Miller's hanging on there, he's all right.
Really not giving Darren Miller every time.
corner now on both eyes and on the forehead, I think, at the moment. And keeping getting instructions at the same time. It's turning into a tough. Captain Lincoln Stewart's up on his feet already before the end of the stanza. And there's water in that corner, which they'll have to wipe that water down, because Jim Boland will get a bit annoyed about that again if they don't. And very messy there, and they're going to wipe it up now, make sure these boys don't slip over. Here comes Lincoln Stewart, right hand straight away into Darren Miller, who's also throwing leather.
More than halfway through this fight now, and neither boxer really shows signs of tiring or giving up the ghost. It's pretty much the same story as it was early on. Possibly Lincoln Stewart's feeling a bit more confident, a bit calmer, and just doing better than Darren Miller.
Now, Darren Miller's put up a courageous effort here, but you just get the feeling with Lincoln Stewart that he's got that big right hand, that if he's able to use it enough and hit the right spots regularly enough, that he could end. If anyone's going to end it early, it'd be him. But Darren Miller's a very courageous top veteran boxer in Victoria, who's been an icon in this state, and he's fighting very well.
Also an electrician by trade, I think, Darren Miller. So something to fall back on if things don't go well for him.
Well, there's plenty of electricity in this town hall here tonight. The crowd's been berserk right from the word go. They've been right behind these two boys, and it's been a top night's boxing here at Collingwood Town Hall, put on by Jeff Moden Promotions with the assistance of Peter Maniatis. Now, Lincoln Stewart working away.
Lincoln seems to just walk forward with his punches and really just not give any breathing space to Darren Miller. He just stays on him all the time. There's no
Constantly
chance
there.
to step back and take a breath and see what's happening. Really, but Lincoln Stewart really is marching into Darren Miller.
Oh, yes, good left hand too. He's a very busy fighter, Lincoln Stewart. Very much the sort of the Fennick style about him tonight, like that, because Fennick trains his boys that way. The Hussain brothers are very busy fighters like that. They're constantly at their opponent.
Very impressive fighters, those Hussain brothers. I think they've got a chance to go very far.
Oh, yes. And they've got that Fennick beasting style. They just keep at you. They just won't leave you alone. And
body punches. I've seen him finish off a number of fights with some really penetrating rips to the body.
oh, yes. No, they're very good body punchers, and they've been trained by the best in Jeff Fennick and Lincoln Stewart. Virtually repeating that sort of style. Oh, Darren Miller started a punch that started in Tasmania then with the right hand, but just hit fresh air. Lincoln Stewart had been and gone by the time that punch had reached the head level. And Stewart, a big punch to the stomach by Stewart then would have set the wind out of the sails of Darren Miller for sure. And they're back in the neutral corner again, attempting to slug it out. Jimmy Boland looking closely at the boys, looking at the heads, and making sure that they don't get into a head clash situation. Miller throws a wild right hand again. He's missing with those punches. Misha, he's just throwing them high, wide and handsome a bit now, Darren Miller.
Stewart seems to be very good at throwing several left hooks or ribs at once, not just a single hook.
That's correct. So a combination of punches, and he's doing very well, Darren Miller, here tonight. Stewart at the moment, and they have it. And they get ready for round 9 for this OBA lightweight title between Lincoln Stewart of Victoria and Darren Miller, also of Victoria, at the Collingwood Town Hall in Victoria, 17th of March 2000. And here comes Darren Miller flying away at the body of Lincoln Stewart. He's got a lot of points to make up at this point of the fight. Lincoln Stewart pushes Miller again onto the ropes. It's been the pattern of the fight all night, with Miller's And Miller being pushed back by Stewart. Stewart having the extra bit of strength, capacity to do that, and Miller trying to box his way out. And the boys doing a ton of work inside. That's,
Stewart's really throwing a lot of punches. A few of them are landing clean, you know. There's a lot of them landing on Darren Miller's arms. He's sort of doing too much work and
not enough dividend for it,
that's
Misha.
right, not hitting his punches quite enough.
Well, that's where perhaps standing back and using his punching power and his reach would be more to his advantage. But Stewart now is on the ropes, and Miller's pushed him back there. And the boys again in a tangle. And that Miller's eye cutters open up again. The corner can only do so much with those eyes. And Miller's in a fair bit of difficulty there at the moment. Barry Michael at ringside here now. Barry Michael joining us at ringside. Good to see you, Barry.
Thanks very much, Steve.
Misha Mertz, Barry Michael, and Barry's here. Now, how are you seeing this fight at the moment, Barry? It's all been close in work all night, hasn't it?
I just walked in, Steve. I only saw the last round, but it looks like a fantastic pace. Darren Miller, you know, I mean, Lincoln Stewart's a great prospect, one of our best fighters, but Darren Miller, an old pro, has got himself in real good nick for this, and he's putting up the fight of his life.
Certainly he's in fantastic condition, and the boys have been fighting in a telephone box all night long, Barry. It's been the same style.
From the word go, it's been very close, very busy.
Incredible.
I'm just wondering whether you think that either one of them might be better to get some distance.
Well, Lincoln Stewart, I would think, would be better off staying the distance at this stage of the fight. You know, Darren's hope is to stay up and wear Lincoln out. You know, because he's not as fast as Lincoln. Hasn't got the reflexes, but he's got the condition and the experience. He needs to keep it up close and stay, keep it a tight fight. Lincoln, I think, should box a bit more.
I've been saying that too, but I haven't had quite as much experience as you in the ring. But I would be giving Lincoln Stewart that fight.
Yeah, I'd say get away. Keep your head out of there a bit because you end up with a cut as well.
Yes.
Box a bit. The fight you're in front on points. I don't know the exact scores, but I believe Lincoln would be in front or
well in front to Barry.
Well in front of you, okay. I'll tell you what, Darren Miller's landing some bombs though. He's really making it a great fight.
I turned in a great fight, no doubt about that, but we got the feeling that maybe the Stewart corner decided to fight this style here tonight, maybe so that Stewart could say to himself, well, I can fight close in and box, I can do it any which way but loose, Barry. But you'd think that if you, with the class and skill, if you can get back and throw that right, that straight right's a beautiful punch of Stewart's.
Exactly.
And that left jab, you'd think he'd want to get away and do it that way.
Exactly. He's much more likely to sustain a nasty injury fighting the way he's fighting. That's for sure. Great fight.
He's got the fitness. He seems to have the fitness to be able to get some distance on his opponent.
Lincoln's always very, very fit. He's a credit to himself. Glenn Walsh is one of my old sparring partners for 100 years. He's trained Darren Miller for this fight, and he said to me that Darren's the fittest he's ever been. And I think that was seen at the weigh-in.
This is a new trainer for Darren Miller. He's moved on from his previous trainer.
No, his father's always been with him, John, and various other guys. But Glenn Walsh, who's on this side of him, is one of my old sparring partners for a long time. Very experienced guy. Brilliant boxer himself in his day, and he's got his own training routine that's brilliant. It's really brilliant.
What would you say about the work rate? Lincoln Stewart's work rate seems incredible.
Incredible. He's a very fit boy. I've seen him fight a number of times, and I'm extremely impressed with him. But again, I'd like to see him maybe stay out a bit and stay away from those potential head clashes, etc. Darren's been in 34, he's got a lot of scar tissue around the eyes, he's been in some tough battles.
Here we go for round 10 now, the boys.
Round 10.
Round 10 and Lincoln Stewart and Darren Miller again flying away close in, fighting in the telephone box as we've been saying. And,
good punches from Miller.
Beautiful punching from Darren Miller now there. He's been at it also all night long. Lincoln Stewart coming in. And he's got that bit of extra strength too, Barry. He pushes Darren onto the ropes and then tries to start that pulverisation session.
Yep, he's got the strength on Darren. He's had Darren, what I've seen, backing up. But Darren is landing beautiful clean counters like he just did then.
Yes.
And really, I wouldn't, if I was in Lincoln's corner, I wouldn't be happy with some of the punches that he has been hit with at this stage, to be honest.
His youth and enthusiasm are causing him to rush at Darren Miller when he should be just taking a step back and having a look at him and picking his shots a bit.
Yeah, well, look at that. Beautiful punch from Darren Miller.
And short, sharp and crisp, and those punches started from the top of the shoulder. There, plenty of power in them.
Exactly.
And Lincoln Stewart's not getting everything his own way now. In fact, Lincoln Stewart now, he's either got a small cut himself or maybe it's that blood from Darren Miller's face.
No, I thought, good punches from Darren Miller there.
And now they're working away on the ropes there. Both boys are in close. I can hardly find punching room here.
Scoring punches from Lincolnshire, but there's really not a lot of weight in those. I mean, they're just, you know, they are scoring punches, but there's not a lot in them. That's a better punch.
Darren Miller, 2 uppercuts there that caused some trouble. Darren Miller.
Flurry of about half a dozen punches then, but not a lot of payoff.
Not a lot of power in them.
Gee, you wouldn't want to suffer from claustrophobia, Barry, would you?
Oh, that's for sure.
These boys will be copping it tonight.
These guys are going to be sore for days.
And
Good work from Lincolnshire. Beautiful.
beautiful right hand, left hand there, punching is beautiful.
He's got a beautiful whip and hook, Lincolnshire. He's got great combination puncher. You know, got the full chip.
Doubles up those hooks too. That's pretty impressive work. I
He
think.
does. I'd like to see him put a bit more purchase in his left whip. There's not enough. He needs to bend his left leg a bit more and make it, you know, hook it in more.
Put a bit more body weight behind it.
A bit more into it.
He can certainly you know, throw many of them, but he needs to make some of them sink in a bit.
Exactly. Look, that was, I'll tell you what, this is Darren Miller's round so far.
Yeah, he's doing very well here, Darren.
Oh, beautiful uppercut. Oh, he's hurt bad.
It's caught Darren in a bit of trouble here.
Oh, he was hurt, Miller, there. He was wobbled for a second.
Oh, yes, he's in a bit of trouble. He can't cover up, Barry. He's having trouble putting the gloves up at the moment, and he's suffering a bit.
Oh, he come back with a good hook, though. I'll tell you what.
Big heart, Darren Miller. I think it's still, it's all over.
Hang on. He's still making a lot of them miss, and there's not a lot of power in them punches.
No, both these boys are...
Yeah, he's got to pull it up and fix this glove up.
Yeah, and put the Darren into the neutral corner.
I think Lincoln got a cut under the right eye.
Yeah, I thought he did have...
Yeah, I think he has.
I thought he did have a cut of some description there. I saw blood underneath it. And Lincoln's coming hard with that right hand, trying to pepper away at Darren Miller. Wants to end it if he can. And this is a fantastic fight. The ball's gone! And Lincoln Stewart!
Wow, what a round. Unbelievable.
Boxing, well, by golly, did Stewart come back hard after Miller? Probably had the earlier part of it, Barry.
Miller won the first half of that round clearly, and Lincoln Stewart came back like the true champion he is and finished well on top in that round with, you know, brilliant combinations. I mean, he threw stacks of punches, stacks and stacks of punches. He's in superb condition, Lincoln Stewart. Both of these boys are.
Lincoln Stewart's work rate, I just can't get over. I think it's amazing because early on in the fight I thought he would burn himself out and get that pace up. But we're nearly to the end of it now.
And he's still going, round 11.
He's still going at the same pace. I mean, that's incredible fitness.
They're both the sore and sorry boys, these two.
Oh, look, when you take into account the humidity level in here and the weather conditions,
It's
and
pretty
I
warm.
think it started off at the night, it would have been 100 Fahrenheit in here.
Exactly.
And these boys are fighting 12 3-minute rounds. Barry, you ever fought in conditions like this before, humidity like this?
Mate, Ash Wednesday, Frank Ropers, 48 degrees under the ring lights.
People would have been smoking there.
The hall was full of smoke from the bushfires.
Oh,
What about the cigarettes?
Oh, look, there was that much smoke from the bushfires, it didn't matter.
well, there you go. So these boys have still got to weigh this at another 18 degrees to make up there by the sound of it. But here they go now. Lincoln Stewart's got the crowd standing right behind both their men.
Big chant for Lincoln Stewart, Lincoln.
And now the crowd going berserk here. I mean, you don't see it as much as you'd like to at boxing. The crowd really getting behind their men here tonight at Collingwood Town Hall.
I'll tell you what, this is what I've seen in this fight. This is a brilliant fight. This is the credit to these guys. Credit to the promoter too.
Yes.
This is what boxing needs.
The first
For sure. It's a very good
Top match.
magnificent match, and Lincoln Stewart still peppering away with those fiery, fast and furious jabs and rips to the solar plexus.
That was a good whip. He put a bit of purchase into that last one. That was a good whip.
Yeah,
Miller
that's
looks
a
a
bit,
bit fatigued now. It's
Yeah.
looking like he's showing some signs of tired.
Trying to get a breather, I think. Maybe that experience showing.
it certainly is Darren Miller's trying to fight a cagey round here under a certain amount of punishment.
Darren Miller landed the sticky ones on Lincoln Stewart.
He did land a couple of clean shots. Actually, look, Darren's landing some great punches.
He's done very well throughout the bout. He's had a stronger man all over him like a rash all night long, pushing him into the ropes. And
Do you think
That's incredible work rate, isn't it?
that is, that's an amazing work rate. And I thought Darren again was in big trouble there, but able to sustain that punishment. He can really take the punishment. He's a very courageous man, Barry.
Look, he's smothering him.
Oh, absolutely smothering him. It's a plastic bag over your head at the moment, but Lincoln Stewart's pounding. It comes Darren Miller to the canvas with a big
you could see his strength sapping away. The combination punches, that was a beautiful short right hand. I hope Darren Miller's okay. He seems to be in a bit of trouble at the moment. But look, I tell you what I saw in this fight, what a fantastic fight. Fantastic effort by both boys. And, you know, like a brilliant finish from Lincoln Stewart. For a championship finish. Championship finish. He's a champion, this kid.
Yeah, he's got a ton of ability, and Peter Maniatis in the ring with him there, his mentor. Wishing him all the best. He goes over to see the stricken Darren Miller, who I think still may have his eyes are open. He's in a bit of pain though, in a bit of a fog too, Darren Miller. That was a big fuselage of punches, and the weight of punches, Barry and Misha, by the end of it, just put Darren Miller. He just collapsed under the weight of it, I think, in the finish.
No, I think he got hit with a clean right hand. I think when you've got so many shots coming at you, your brain can't absorb the, you know, your nervous system can't absorb it all at once, and you just lose consciousness for that fraction of a second. You get hit with a clean right hand, which he did, and it was lights out.
Good night, nurse. Yes. And that's what's happened here tonight. Well, that was
a little short right, overhand right. I just hope Darren's okay, because Darren's had a tough, hard career.
He has.
And this is definitely the end of his career, I would imagine. I couldn't imagine him fighting again after this, and he's gone out in a very creditable way, but I just hope he's okay.
Yeah, we hope so too, because he's been a courageous, gutsy icon of Victorian boxing, Darren Miller, and he's still on the canvas there getting treatment from the medical practitioner, John Shorey. And Lincoln Stewart, a very happy man in his corner, but gee whiz, these boys, ladies and gentlemen, are going to have the ice packs on tonight, aren't they?
Right, yeah, that's for sure. They'll be...
But not as tough as when they fought 15 rounds.
Well, I'll tell you, that looked pretty hard to me. 11 rounds at that pace, wow. It was like that from the first bell?
Yes.
Yeah.
It actually reminded me a bit of your Parfrey.
Well, that was a pretty flat-out pace. The 15. Darren's on his feet, which is great to see.
Yeah, on his feet, giving Lincoln Stewart a hug. He's bleeding from that left eye.
He's actually got a cut, I think, near the left ear there as well.
Across the left eye. He's also got a small cut in the right eye, but he's also got a cut in his forehead, Barry, which happened earlier on that Bishop picked up on. And a big cut there, which they've been able to cauterise that in some shape or form, because that was going to start to trip about 5 rounds ago, but they kept it under control.
Yeah, they've done a pretty experienced corner.
Yeah, they were keeping the cuts under control, because they were starting to pop up all over the place.
Yep.
They weren't bothering, during the fight.
This could go down as fight of the year, yeah?
It'll go very close. In fact, the recent heavyweight fight between James Grimer and Lightning Lupe at Knoxfield certainly push it, but they were two similar fights. You would have thought you're seeing two junior heavyweights in there tonight, the way that they fought it, a very similar type of fight to the Grimer Lupe fight.
Yeah, excuse me, Misha and Steve, I've got to get up and present the championship.
As you should, Barry.
Yep, thank you very much. Thanks for the chance to commentate with you guys for a couple of rounds on such a great fight.
I'll love to have you, Barry, without any
Steve.
problem whatsoever, from Jeff Bowden Promotions and in assistance conjunction with Peter Maniatis. Or Misha, that was a fantastic effort. Good on you, Barry. And we look forward to seeing Barry.
Bringing his insights to those last few rounds.
Oh, a man of enormous skill in boxing, a champion, a world champion, IBF world champion. And
the last man to fight 15 rounds in Australia against Lester Ellis.
That's right.
After that, they made him 12 rounds. And,
yes.
That was a very tough fight, a legendary fight.
Total gentleman too, Barry Michael, a wonderful man. And Lincoln Stewart holding Darren Miller's hands up here. Darren Miller's recovered somewhat from that knockdown.
That must have been a pretty hard punch, because on the ground there for a fair while.
Yes.
Not just a flash knockdown.
Well, as Barry said, that short, sharp right hand was enough to do the damage after those fuselage of punches that Darren Miller sustained just prior to the knockdown. And
Howard Lee looks ready to make the presentation. It's fairly free.
Certainly there, and just collapsed under the weight at the finish there, Darren Miller of the Stewart under fuselage of punches. And here we're getting ready here now.
It was interesting what Michael was saying about that kind of barrage, and just the one that did the damage was
short right hand.
Yeah.
Told the count of 10, 1 minute, 57 seconds into round 11. Would you congratulate the new Oceanic Boxing Association International Lightweight Champion, the Rolls-Royce Lincoln.
every fight was a KO, right?
Everything.
I don't like that. I don't like that. Put them on points.
KO.
What was a TKO?
TKO, sorry. All by way of the short route, as someone once said.
You're beautifully prepared. We couldn't really ask any more than Darren gave, and I think you can still win a national junior lightweight championship.
Yeah, look, I've been working with Darren. I think it's a completely different. Peter Murphy's done a lot of Darren's work over the
Nice. You'd have to, wouldn't you?
Thank you, Darren, for giving his effort.
You
The effort that Darren did on the ground tonight,
Well, he's
he's trained very hard. He's worked hard. He's just over the junior lightweight limit.
I'd say 4 or 5
2.5 years, he's good. I think
Fights in his last 5 out of his last 6 fights.
I haven't seen his last few. I saw the one at Gilbertson. That was
fantastic.
He was the only fight that was...
Okay, there we go. And he's the new champ, the Rolls-Royce of boxing, Stewart.
That's going to go down the hardest fight of mine. So I'm very credit to Darren. There's another round of applause. He's a tough fighter.
was a historic night. The first professional bout at Collingwood Town Hall was 40 years. Review